Alright, so this is the road heading west out of Esperanza, coming down to the intersection with Route 201, and that's where we should get the first signs of the hill where the Gratiosa lots are. So right there, that hill is the Gratiosa hill. Basically, there's probably can't see in the video very well. There's a house at the top, actually two houses at the top, one on the right, one on the left. The one on the right, basically from that house to the bottom of the hill, if you were to do a dividing line halfway down the hill, that's where the top of the parcels are. So what we'll do is we'll come down. This is Route 201. I'm going to go left. The road was just paved within the last 2 months. Thank you, Governor Paraiso. So this is a very quick, it's about a 2-minute drive into Esperanza. Right here is the entrance to the world famous Playa Grande, which is the famous black sand beach here on Vieques. See a bunch of tourists here parked. They're all walking out to the beach. There's Oro, the art gallery. See folks parking here. So there we can see glimpses of the hill. So a little further here. So basically this is 201. To the left side is the ocean, to the right side is the hill. Right now I'm driving due west. So what you'll notice here, so there we go, it's kilometer 7.4. You'll see a wall here. This is actually, I think it was called Hacienda Puerto Real or something like that. It's an unfinished development. There's a road paved there. Every so often they come through and clean it. They actually come through and cut the grass in this development. It's a development that's never, it hasn't seen a single house yet. But there's a concrete wall. Let me get out of the car here for a second. So on the map, what you've seen, the Gratiosa parcels actually have a paper road. It's a road that's been accepted by the municipality, it just hasn't been built. But there's the development. This is the end of their wall. And right here, this telephone pole is, this is where the road would turn in to the Gratiosa HOA, to the development. And it would run probably about 1,200 feet to get to the southeast corner of lot number 1. So from here, this is where you'd have to run the electricity. Ideally, from this pole, come down the ground and run it all underground. And also, this is where the water connection would be. So somewhere under here, there's water main pipe that you would connect into and run that up the road as well. So this would be your utility connections. This would be the entrance in the road. And it would run on the west side of this development. So if you're looking at the map, it would run on that west side of the development. So let me get back in the car and drive. We're going to drive into the Puerto Rico development. Just do a quick U-turn. Back to the development. Right there is where the road would be. This is the development next door, and I'm going to pull into the development and drive up. Normally during dry season, or when the development's actually cut the grass here, it's a lot easier to get up to the parcel 1, 2, and 3. And I'm going to drive to an approximate location. With it being, you know, we're just wrapped up a very wet, rainy season, so everything's very lush and green. typically from here I can kind of see where the boundary is of the property. Folks before came through and planted like almasago trees as fence posts, and they then grew into trees. So from here I can kind of see the fence line, and at some point up here I can then see where the fence line goes west along the property. But today is actually a little tough doing that. It's in this approximate area. It's a nice big tree on the right side here. I used to be able to, believe it or not, drive up with my Jeep up over this grassy area right to the corner of the property. So there's the hill. Nice big tree on the right side. So if you do come into this development, this is the general area where I'm going to park. I'm going to send the drone up from here. And when I turn around, it's not the clearest day today, and I am looking south, so keep that in mind. But that's there's the ocean. Over here to the left, you can see the Cayos, the islands off of Esperanza. So already we're up, we're probably up to 300 feet already, I'm guessing, above sea level. And this level is probably 50 feet below the beginning of those parcels, those lots. So I've been up there, I've walked them during dry season, the lower section of them, and they definitely have great views. So let me switch over. I'll send the drone up and try to explain things from there. All right, so here we are with the drone, getting her up in the air. I actually launched this from the development that's just due east of La Gratiosa. So this is a paved road that the development put in a number of years ago. This is looking west right there. That was the hill where La Gratiosa is, and we're kind of panning to the south. There's the road we saw in the previous video. So there's the Caribbean Ocean all to the south. Great views up here. That's looking out to the east towards towards Esperanza. You can see the island there, the Keys. You can kind of see the little bump by Hacienda Tamarindo as we pan back here to the north. This is the whole Puerto Real neighborhood on the right there. Back to the road of the development that I drove in, and then there's the hill with La Gratiosa, the parcels, all kind of right in front of us here. Lot 1 would be to the left, 2 in the middle, and 3 to the right. I'm going to try to find the property line here is what I'm looking for. Right now, it's when you're there, it's a little evident because this whole area in the front, that's the light green, low brush, that's the development to the east. There we're looking down on it. And then where the tree line kind of begins, that's the edge of the Gratiosa property. So some of the darker green, taller trees that you see on the upper left-hand side there, that's the property line that runs north-south or south to north. Just trying to get oriented here. You can see Vieques has had about 20 inches of rain over the last month, so everything's very lush and green and filled in, and it doesn't take long for Mother Nature to prevent an ounce of sunlight from hitting the earth. So over on the left corner there, left side, is where the southeast corner of parcel number 1 is. I'll get over there eventually. You can see there's a couple of boulders in this area. La Hueca is famous, well known for having lots of big boulders. Of course, the biggest boulders on Vieques are the ones at Puerto Rico, where they found the oldest Puerto Rican man, not Puerto Rican, but 4,000 years ago, an Indian that was buried there. And those rocks are huge. These rocks in La Hueca, can be about the size of a Volkswagen, almost 4 times the size of a Volkswagen. So on the bottom of the picture there, you see there's kind of a property line there. There's trees. You also saw the difference between cleared land and trees. This is looking west. That was Mount Parada on the top. So see that area that's cleared there? That's the edge of the development next door. And if you look on that right side, you can kind of see where, kind of a right angle there, where the north-south property line meets the east-west. There's the Route 201 down below. We drove on there, showed you where the driveway would come up, or the paper road, I should say. And right there in the middle of the screen is, there it is. We're going to try to make it so you can see the right angle here. So there you go, going up and down, right to left. Right there is the southeast corner of parcel number 1 of Gratiosa. So from there, you can see the property lines going up to the left. That's the east-west line. Lower right corner, that's north-south. So you can see the incline of parcel number 1 here. And see how it kind of goes up over that hill to the right. So I believe parcel 1 is here to the left. Parcel 2 kind of runs over that hump. And then parcel 3 is on the other side of the hump. Right there, you can see right in the middle of the screen, there's your north-south line. Left side being Gratiosa, the right side being the development down below. We're going to fly along the property line here, give you a sense of the incline that you have. And imagine with that incline, the views you have facing east. You can see a little boulder off on the right there. See a couple of them upper left corner. There's lots of great sized boulders on the property you can use as features in the landscape. And also notice there's a lot of mature trees. I hate when folks come in and buy land and just simply come in and knock everything down, thinking they're going to start all over. It's ideal when someone comes in, picks and chooses, saves a lot of the, oh, look at that boulder down there. Pick and choose and save some of the very mature trees. So that basically, top of the hill there to the bottom, the parcel goes about halfway up. There's 6 parcels here, 3 on the bottom where we're looking right now, and 3 up top. The 3 up top are saved as a buffer for the property up at the top of the hill. So we're dealing with the bottom half of this hill. Look at those views. That's all the Caribbean Ocean right there. Very hazy day looking to the south. I think it was about midday when I was up in the drone. So it's not the clearest day, but look at that view. It's Esperanza. See the horse farm, or the field on the right where Esperanza Riding Company keeps their horses. See Hacienda Tamarindo. See the houses there in Puerto Rico on the left. See El Cerro off in the distance. It's got to be one of the best views on Vieques up here. Now we're flying back south over the ridgeline, over parcel number 2, back towards parcel number 1. And there's your view out west. It's all of La Hueca. La Hueca is, I have a parcel down there, 17-acre parcel for sale. La Hueca is very desirable. It's very quiet. The views are amazing. There you see the top of the hill again. So remember, halfway up is where the property line would end. And right now in La Hueca, down in the ocean, most of the area here, there's any land developed, it's all kind of 10-acre parcels. Rarely do you find anything that's less than 5 or less than 2. And this site up here would be ideal for off-grid, something off-grid. Obviously, we have enough sunshine in Puerto Rico. You could go off-grid, Tesla batteries, solar panels. You could easily run water. Water seems to be the easiest thing to get up to a house. Electricity is a little bit more expensive. And at this point, the drone started losing battery power, so heading back down to the car and to the road. So that's the video of the drone. Now that we've walked through it, probably go back and watch it again just to get oriented with the property lines and get a little oriented with it again. And there we go, crash landing.